Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are doing good. Today we'll start the accounting treatment for the chapter depreciation. Yesterday you have seen the PowerPoint presentation which I have sent you regarding the depreciation. Hope it's clear to you. Once again, I'm telling you, depreciation is nothing but reduction in the value of the asset and basically the fixed assets of the organization. And fixed assets are like land and building, premises, plant and machinery, furniture and so on. And the reason for depreciation could be anything. The cause for depreciation could be anything. It could be the wear and tear, that is the usage of asset, or it could be because of the physical forces, the weather, rain, or because of some accident in the organization, example fire, or maybe the expiration of legal rights like patent, trademarks and depletion and so on. So these were the causes, and I have also shown you the various methods which are used in calculating the depreciation. Here in this year, in your second year intermediate, you will be learning two types of methods. First one is straight line method and the second one is reducing balance method in calculating the depreciation in an organization. So starting with the accounting treatment of depreciation. By now you all have known that depreciation is calculated on the asset, the fixed asset, and it is calculated yearly. Every company, it prepares its financial statement or it prepares its accounts yearly, and the financial accounting year could be maximum they take either January to December or from 1st of April to 31st of March. So what basically you all should know is depreciation, it is calculated yearly on what? On fixed asset of an organization. On the asset of an organization. So it is calculated yearly as per the financial year whichever the company is following. So one point you have learned is depreciation is calculated yearly. This is foremost thing which you should understand. Depreciation is calculated on the asset. So when depreciation is calculated on the asset, like depreciation itself means reduction in the value of asset. And when we buy an asset, we just assume that the lifespan of the asset. For example, I have a company of my own and I have bought a machinery for weaving, and we expect that it will run for next 10 years. So depreciation I'll have to calculate for those 10 years. Like yesterday in the PowerPoint you have seen what depreciation is to be calculated. To know the correct profit and loss of the company, to know the correct financial position of the company, to know the correct cost of production which has gone in the producing of the product, then to meet certain legal requirements, depreciation is must. So as I said, the machinery which I bought for weaving, its lifespan is for 10 years. I have to calculate depreciation every year. And in the questions which will be given further in the chapter, they will ask you to prepare to show the accounting treatment of depreciation for some couple of years, say 3 years, 4 years or 5 years. It's a beautiful chapter, children. Please pay attention because it's sure that you will get 5 marks question from this chapter, depreciation. It's a beautiful chapter. Any doubts? Just ask me on my WhatsApp number. So to begin with the accounting treatment, when we are calculating depreciation, you should be very careful that the depreciation is always calculated on the asset which is put into use in the organization. So you should be very careful when was the asset purchased, okay, and how long has it been used, or if it is sold, when was it sold. Why you will have to be careful of all these three things is because I said depreciation is calculated yearly. Means the machine which is put into use, as many months it was put into use, only the depreciation will be calculated on the usefulness of that asset. For example, if we have purchased a machinery, like my organization, it follows the accounting period of January to December. I purchased a machinery in the month of say June. June 30th I purchased. Means from July onwards it was put into use. What I mean to say is, whenever you are calculating depreciation, it has to be always calculated on the number of months the company, the machinery is being used in the organization, because we know that depreciation is calculated yearly. In a year we have 12 months. That doesn't mean that whether the machinery was, if it was not used, you will calculate on depreciation on that. No, the machinery has to be used. Like I said, I have bought a machinery in the month of June. I mean 30th June I bought the machinery. Since then, as my accounting period is January to December, the machine was in use only for 6 months. So I will be calculating depreciation for only those 6 months and not for the whole year. Then used, as I said, the machinery was purchased. So number of months the machinery was put into use only, it will be calculated. Or the last one we have is sold. In case if the machinery which I bought for weaving, I sold it in the month of August. Say 1st of August I sold it. After selling, machinery doesn't exist with me. So for those many months during my accounting period, the depreciation won't be charged. Right from January till August only the depreciation will be charged. That is January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay. So 7 months I have used, because on 1st August I sold it. So 7 months only I will be calculating the depreciation on the sold machinery. Okay. So this is how you will be calculating depreciation, children. Foremost thing you should know is depreciation is calculated on a yearly basis, that is for 12 months. But things what you have to put into consideration while you are calculating is, when was the machinery purchased, how long has it been used in the organization during that accounting year, and in case if any machine, any old machine or any machinery was sold, how long has it been used in the organization till the date of sales. You will be calculating depreciation accordingly. So this was the first and foremost point. Next comes certain journal entries which you will have to learn. I'll keep a snapshot of your textbook page, or I'll see to it that I send them in a PDF format. I'll see how I'll do that. For now, it's important that you learn all these journal entries. First journal entry we have is, an organization has started and it has bought an asset, or let us say machinery is bought. So when we buy an asset, what is happening? What is coming in? The asset is coming in. So how will the journal entry come? Asset account debited to what is going out of the company? Cash, or say bank account. If you haven't paid cash check, then you will be writing the name of the creditor. Creditor account. And the journal entry will be being the asset purchased. Okay, so this is the first journal entry which you will be learning, children. Any organization will just see step by step. First, we buy the asset. So when an asset is purchased, how do we write the journal entry? Asset account debited to bank account. Asset is a real account, bank also is a real account. Now see, last year you have learned the golden rules of accounting. You have learned 3 main accounts: personal account, real account and nominal account. Personal account says debit the receiver, credit the giver, and real account says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So now the asset is bought into the organization, so that year we have written the journal entry. After asset is bought, it is used in the organization. What are we supposed to calculate on it? The depreciation. You must be knowing. This is a common journal entry, children, which you have learned in your last year. Depreciation, it's always an expense to the organization, and nominal account says debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So because the depreciation is an expense, we will debit it. And what is it calculated upon? It is calculated on the asset in the organization. Asset, the rule says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. The value of the asset is decreasing because of depreciation. So this is your second journal entry, being the depreciation charged on the asset will be the description. Okay, so this is your second journal entry. The third journal entry will be depreciation is calculated, children. While preparing the financial statement, we make three accounts: trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. We show all the expenses in our profit and loss account. Debit side of profit and loss account, we show expenditure of the organization, and credit side we show the income of the organization. Depreciation being an expense to the organization, and as it is must that it should be calculated, it should be shown in our financial statement. Unless the true financial position of the company cannot be attained, we show it towards the expenditure side, that is on the debit side, in the heading of depreciation. Depreciation on that particular asset you will write. Depreciation on machinery or depreciation on building, whichever asset is being depreciated, it will be shown there. Okay, and we always know the opposite of our account is what we write it in our journal entry. So if we have to show this in our profit and loss account, depreciation is going, it is an expense. Where are we showing it? In our profit and loss account. And on what? The asset. Depreciation account. Okay, so this is how you write, children. This is going to be your third journal entry. Please see to it that you learn your journal entries. I will be soon asking you. There will be a surprise test, maybe tomorrow it could be. So please be prepared. So profit and loss account debited to depreciation account. The description will be being the depreciation transferred to profit and loss account. So this is going to be your third journal entry. Like I said, you will be preparing the account for, as asked in the question, like I said, the lifetime of the asset is 10 years. You will be asked to prepare for 3, 4, 5 years or so. So the first year when we are preparing the account, the first entry will be always the purchase of the asset account. Second, we will charge the depreciation throughout the year, and the third account will be that depreciation which is transferred to profit and loss account. Third journal entry will be that. Now the next year when we are using the same machinery, we don't have to write the purchase account. We will straight away write the depreciation journal entry which is charged on the asset. Again, that next year also we prepare the financial statement. The next year also we have to prepare the profit and loss account. So depreciation will be again transferred to the next year. It will not happen till it reaches to its scrap value or till it reaches to that completion of life of the asset, the estimated life of the asset. So this is the third journal entry, children. The fourth journal entry will be, as I said, the machinery will be, in case if machinery is sold. When you sell a machinery, what is coming in the organization? Cash, or say the check account debited, and it is coming because of the asset which is sold. Okay, in case if in question it is said that a machinery is sold, immediately you have to think about this journal entry, that the cash is coming in. Cash and asset both are real asset. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Both are real accounts. So we will applying that rule, we will write the journal entry within brackets, being asset sold. Okay. And now when an asset is sold, you will have to calculate whether it is a profit or loss to you. Like I said, I bought a weaving machinery which has a lifespan of 10 years. Let me say that I bought this machinery for 50,000, the weaving machine, and its life is 10 years. And after those 10 years, the minimum value, the scrap, what we say, means which has almost no value. Depreciation is never calculated on scrap value, means useless, it's of no use. That is called as the scrap value or the residual value. So what I mean to say is, in between, if I sell my asset, like 50,000 I got the weaving machine. After 4 years, if I am planning, if I have sold after 4 years, I'll have to calculate after depreciation what is the rate of the asset, that what is the value of the asset after 4 years, and accordingly, if I have sold it for more, then the value it would be at that time is profit to me. But if I sell less than the value, it would be of that time, it is a loss to me. So what basically I want to tell here is, when we sell an asset, either we make profit or we make loss. And again, in our financial position, where do we show? In our profit and loss account, incomes on the credit side, expenditure on the debit side. In case if I got profit on sale of the asset, I will write it on the income side. Profit on sale of asset. In case if I get loss, because it is an expenditure to the company, loss on sale of asset will be written on the debit side. Okay, so where am I writing? In my profit and loss account. Debit side, we have loss on sale of asset. So how will your journal entry comes? Profit and loss account debited to asset account. Or you can say sale on asset account. Likewise, in case if it is a profit, the journal entry will be written as asset account debited to profit and loss account. Okay, so these are the journal entries, children. Today you have learned. Please be ready, because it's very important that whatever work is being given to you, you do it on time, because accounts you get only through practice. Tomorrow the actual work will start. We'll start solving as per the straight line method. Hope you all will do your homework well. Thank you so much for listening, children.